right, I'd like to welcome everybody and thank you for coming. There will be many words to say, so we'll get right to it. I'd like to introduce you to the Pilot Point 2013 graduating class, Monica E. Tuckmelra and Joseph Kalmakoff.
Stop looking at what you ain't got, start being thankful for what you do got. Let's get to
it. All right, thank you everyone for coming. Obviously, this is the pinnacle of our year. We worked for 12 years in hopes that we would get students to this point. There's so much involved in this. There's academics, there's character, there's simple grit and hard work. There's so much to be celebrated, and we'll never fit it into even a little hour that we give it at the end of the year. So I hope as this day goes on that you'll be happy to sit down at a meal, share stories and favorite memories, and we'll be having a ceremony to at least celebrate the fact that they've academically succeeded, and we look forward to the people that are going to become in the future. First, before we start, I'd like to introduce you to a few guests, and if these guests could rise first. Casey Pletcher is our South Area counselor. She's been in the district for several years, and she'll be the keynote speaker for the evening. Also, our current principal, Rick Luthi, who some of you know and have met. He'll be presenting the governor's letter. And Sue Ivanoff will represent the board today, and she will hand out the diplomas. All right. First, before we get to the grand finale, which is our graduates, we'd like to recognize that we have an entire building of students who work exceptionally hard, who come day in and day out, and they perform. And I always find myself impressed with our students. I've been in several schools now. I've taught long enough to know that this is a great group of people and it's a great community. And we want to celebrate every kid that's worked hard all year. So we'd like to do that by doing a short awards ceremony. We're going to start with sports. Even though we focus on academics, you can't take away the merit of athletics. A lot of times it's putting a ball in a basket or running around a track. But really it's building character and it's teaching us about teamwork, which leads into really life, relationships. So if I can ask Matthew Grossman to help me out here. We team coached all the various sports. I'd like to start with cross country. You're going to sense a theme here. I'm going to ask Waylon Abayo to please come front and center and join us. Waylon was our cross country team this year. He ran miles and miles and miles and miles with me. We had a great time doing it. Not only did we have a great time, he found success. He attended the regional cross-country meet in King Salmon, placed 53rd. That sounds like a large number. When you talk about the region of Alaska, it's not school, it's not district, but the competitive region. Had he placed in the top finishers in that, he would have gone on to the state competition. 53rd compared to some of the best athletes in the region is very impressive. So just for simply participating, he receives his letter award yet again. This is a second or third? Third letter award. He'll be receiving a bar to go with the letter and the pin he's already received for cross country. Also, I believe there was an additional award. No, there was not. Never mind. Wrong sport. All right, I'll turn it over to the volleyball coach.
Wait a minute, I feel like I invite the volleyball team to Once again, we have our volleyball team here, Waylon Abayo. We also had Elise with us, but she's not here tonight, and so we had a volleyball tournament that Waylon and Elise, and we picked up a student from Lee Block. They ended up taking second in the district tournament. They fought very hard, and it was a good battle. And so congratulations to Waylon. Hold on, he has more things for me to say about him. He was also named to the all-tournament team, and which is they select. Out of all the students, they select 8 to be considered to be the best students. If you could pick your ideal team, and Waylon was one of those students selected. He's also named to the Good Sportsmanship team. So Waylon represents our school and our community very well at these district events, and we're very proud of him for the hard work he puts into the athletic portion as well as the the good attitude he has and his willingness to help out around these events. So congratulations, Waylon.
All right, and on to the basketball team. Yeah, here's the theme. Waylon was our basketball team this year. Took second in volleyball to Igiagig, right?
Yes.
So if you can't beat him, join him. We actually joined forces in basketball with Igiagig and took first place. They were the district champions. Waylon put a lot of round balls through a net, a lot. And again, in basketball, was named to the all-tournament team. That's chaperone, or actually it's just coaches that vote to determine the most skilled players in that sport. Waylon made that list, as well as they called it a good citizens team. I'm not good sport, good citizens, same idea. But those that were helping out, they swept the floor and they weren't asked, and they helped get out tables, and they encouraged other people when it wasn't even their game. And that's the kind of character we see in Waylon. And so it is a pleasure and a pride to take him places, because he just makes you all look good every time he goes. So obviously he does get another letter for basketball, and it's him. If this man had a letter jacket, it would just be loaded with medals. You may actually sit down now. Nice job.
Of course, the ideal student will come to school every day, but we know that sometimes sicknesses and things take you out. And so we would like to present an award to the student who had the best attendance of all of our students this year, and for the second and third quarter had perfect attendance. So Alan Matson, would you come up here and receive your award for very faithful, and Alan, this is for you. Congratulations.
Nice job, Alan. We have an interesting system. It's a standards-based system. That means we have a set of skills that we expect students to achieve in order to receive accreditation or the diploma that we're going to give them. It's a huge undertaking, and it definitely does not happen in 1 year. Sometimes it can't even happen in 12. It's a lot to ask of anyone, let alone children. And year in and year out, we see students accomplish amazing feats, multiple levels in a year. To give you a reference point, the average LPSD student probably passes five or six levels each year. Through various circumstances, we have some students that have done above the average and some below the average. Some are new to us, and because they weren't here the entire year, haven't been able to pass full levels. But we still want to recognize everyone's effort, because no one came here and did nothing all day. I promise you that. I made sure of it. So, first I'd like to bring back up Waylon one more time. Waylon is in his junior year and has accomplished 5 levels. Nice job. Give him a round of applause. New to us, but already much loved, Olav Agnot, in his short time, only been here, is he hiding? There he is. What have you been here, 3 weeks? Just a month and a half. Okay, a little over a month, so just, you know. 1 level so far. Now, that sounds like, oh, big job. No, he actually did a great job. Passing a level in 6 weeks is somewhat crazy. So, nice work. There you go, sir. Give him a round of applause for his effort. Michael, you need to hear this number, understanding the situation. We all know that Michael is in and out and has many responsibilities medically. He has to go a lot of places and was gone a lot of the school year, yet still passed 6 levels. So Michael, if you come join us up here and take this. All right, and our youngest representative in the secondary class is Jillian Matson, and in her 7th grade year, she has passed 4 levels.
Yeah.
Join us real quick. Nice job. And our graduates. Monica was just quickly cleaning up house. She's been waiting for this day since early October. She did finish 1 whole level this year. You want to stand up and join us next to Jill? There you go. Nice job. And finally, as the levels get higher and higher and higher, obviously they also get more and more difficult. Joe had 6 levels to go, which is a lot of work for a senior. Some have done more, some have barely done less. Nonetheless, he accomplished 6 levels, and we're very proud of him. Joe, if you stand up. One last round of applause for the whole class. Graduation for a teacher is a celebration, but it's a little bit bittersweet. I can't touch the emotions that I'm sure parents, friends, and family are feeling, but I do feel a measure of regret to see people go. Not enough so that I didn't mark them off on all their standards and levels. They're still getting their diplomas. But I'd like to say a parting word as a teacher and as a person, and a bit of a challenge as they go into life from somebody that's had a few more years. Not many, but a few more. My parting thoughts as a teacher are what's hopefully motivated us through the year. My goal as a teacher is not to provide information. I do that. I have to do that. But it's not my goal. My goal is to see at the end of the day and at the end of graduation of high school that I have highly functional people with a skill set and a character that will allow them to care for others and participate in the community in a way that's constructive and positive. I want to see them just be good people, as we might say. And so if I fail at the academics, I feel like a good teacher. If the person walks out the door, they got their diploma and they're a great person. And I think we have two people here to celebrate that are kind of a model of that. There are three things we did in class. I like to see students motivate themselves. I could be a bit of a Nazi dictator, and sometimes I am, but as much as possible, I try to have students develop these three things on their own. Purpose, autonomy, and mastery. I want to see them come up with their own purpose for their life. I can't come in and say, what you should be doing is getting your diploma. What we do, and it's covered up right now, but we set life goals. We actually start at death. Sounds a little morbid. But we say, on your last day, what do you want to look back and say, I did this? And then we start from there. We plan, students did that. We start backtracking and setting goals until we hit tomorrow. And we set a goal for tomorrow that will end on our last day having lived the life that we wanted, that we chased after, and with discipline, earned. And that's what I hope for them. Purpose is the first thing that I hope you take with you. The other is autonomy, that you can do things on your own. You don't need me. You obviously are moving on to things. You don't need your parents anymore. Though you may love and have strong relationships, you can actually go out into the world on your own. You're self-directed, you're self-motivated, and you can set a goal and you can go get it for yourself. And you know how to research, you know how to plan. And those are skills that I hope they're taking away, and I believe they are. And the other is mastery. As an employee, as a boss, as a friend, as a father, as a mother, as a daughter, in every relationship that you experience in life, I hope that you will be the type of person who really isn't okay with good enough. Sometimes priorities say good enough. If it's a choice between your family and your work, I hope you will say family is priority. And so I will do good enough here so I can do even better than good enough with my family. And that you will know how to manage those, and you will say, I have mastery in certain things, and I will choose what is best. And as a teacher, I hope that for you. Now, as a person, just another person who's grown to care about both of you deeply, I just want to share a couple of challenges with you. I found that the times I regret most in my own personal life are the times when I reacted to life. Something happened in my life, and I responded to that. Sometimes I did what was easy, sometimes I did what was quick, sometimes I did what was instinctive. And I often made mistakes making those quick decisions. What I really needed to do was know who I wanted to be and what I wanted to do before the moment of decision happened. And then when it happens, I can stand on the convictions I've made. I can stand on the plans that I have for myself. And, you know, emotions do lead us, and sometimes in a positive direction, but sometimes my emotions have led me astray. And I need to check that by knowing that's not the kind of person I want to be, and that's not the life I planned out for myself. And sometimes I have to fight against even myself. So I say for this reason, your greatest challenges will not come from life, whatever that is, but they're going to come from within yourself. Challenging yourself to be more than what it would be very easy to be. So in some ways, I might even say that we at times are our own worst enemy. And we're going to try to learn to overcome that, I hope. I'm still trying. So I want to share with you 3 challenges, and they come from odd places. One place is going to be the Bible. The other is going to be the rap artist T.I. So they don't often agree with each other, but I'm going to try to work together and make this work out. First, act justly. I encourage you to act justly. We've all been taught from childhood that you need to do the right thing. And that is true. You need to do the right thing because sometimes there are punishments and we don't want to be punished. But there's more to it than that. After serving his first stretch in county jail, T.I. wrote this line: "No more stress, now I'm straight, now I get it. Now I take time to think before I make mistakes, just for my family's sake." That there's more to being a just person and doing what's right than just keeping yourself out of trouble. It's actually representing well the people who love you, because you cannot detach your life from those who love you. And we talked about that already in saying that they represent our school well. When we go anywhere, I'm always proud to hear the stories that come back from teachers and say, oh, I want to tell you what Joe did. Let me tell you what Olaf did. Let me tell you what Waylon did. Hey, they won this and that, and they picked this up. It warms my heart. And I wish I could tell you all every story, but you'd just be driven nuts and probably shut the door in my face. But it's awesome to hear them. And it is you and everyone that loves them that experiences all the joy that comes from their just living. They're doing the right thing. I want to add even more. Acting justly means to seek justice for others, those that don't have it. To seek a stop of injustice where it exists and to protect those who are being mistreated or abused. So not only to seek to do what's just because you deserve it, because your family deserves it, but to extend that, to go outside yourself, and if you see injustice being done, to speak against that, to fight against that, and hopefully to bring a bit of peace and comfort to other people that maybe don't have it. You have incredible power ahead of you in your lives, and you both are skilled. I know you both have drive and ambition, and I think you can make a difference in the world, and I'd like to see that happen. That's one. Act justly. Number two is love mercy. And what I mean by that is that we love others, even when they don't treat us well. That's probably the most important time to love other people, is when they don't treat you well. You know you experience that in family. You know you experience that in friends. You'll experience that from coworkers, from bosses, and from absolute strangers. But I encourage you to still love those people and to love showing mercy. I mean, we ought to do this just as a simple understanding of what it's like to be a person, but I think there's more. In the song Dead and Gone by T.I., he thinks about his rough younger days and he writes these lines. Most of that stuff, I look back and just laugh. Some stuff, though, I look back and get sad. Maybe my homeboy'd still be around if I hadn't hit that guy in the mouth that time. I won that fight, but I lost that war. I can still see my boy walking out that door. What he's talking about here is a loss he's experienced, and he realized that by not being forgiving, by not loving mercy, by not walking away from a tough situation that he could have walked away from, he feels like maybe I lost a friend. And that is true. There are times in our lives, and I can look back on my own life and say, I didn't extend mercy. I didn't take the hit and say, that's okay. And relationships have been broken over that. And there's nothing, in my view of life anyway, that's more valuable than a relationship. So I encourage you to offer love and mercy, and to love mercy itself. Showing mercy is something that we ultimately do for ourselves. The other person benefits, yes, because we fix the relationship, but we do it for us. So when someone messes up or fails or wrongs you, we may have the right to revenge or to retaliation. But I encourage you not to use it. You or I might be the very next person to mess up, to fail, or to wrong another. If we all got what we deserve for every mistake we've ever made, then we'd all be in a lot of trouble. I know that'd be true for me. So love mercy, because you may be the next person that needs to be shown mercy. Third and finally, walk humbly. Walking humbly means that it's a slow and steady walk. It's not a sprint. It's not a lay down and take a nap. But it's a continual and slow and methodic effort throughout your entire life, just like you're taking a long, leisurely stroll. But you get somewhere. Even though it feels like you're going slow, you're getting somewhere. Humility will never blow up in your face. People might take advantage of you, yes, but you'll never break a relationship being humble. Now, I do need to kind of clarify what exactly is humility, because I think it's misunderstood. Humility really means not thinking or acting as though you are more than you really are. It means no masks, but there are two sides to it. The first is the positive side. Humility does not mean ever putting yourself down. That is not a humble thing to do. That is a disrespectful thing to do. Never put yourself down. If you are genuinely skilled at something, or you are strong in a trade, if you're a strong leader, or you're able to weld, or whatever it may be, then humility means use it and offer it as a service to others. Be confident in who you are and what you can do. Be bold, but don't pretend to be more or better than you really are at it. Respect your abilities, and please use them and give them freely. The negative end is this. Never make excuses for your mistakes and failures. I can't tell you how many stories in my own personal life I've gotten into trouble because I've tried to cover up my mistakes or make them look less like mistakes than they were. In the end, that usually comes back to blow up in my face because usually I'm just wrong, and the other person is intelligent enough to figure that out. Own mistakes. And that's the other area of humility, the negative side of it. But putting on a mask breaks relationship with the other. Even if I know I was wrong, I'm going to stay the way I am. And that doesn't improve us. So I encourage you, I think this is the hardest thing I could ask you to do, is just to be who you are, and if you make a mistake, to own that mistake. And it's so hard. In looking at his own past failures, T.I. wrote, "The old me is dead and gone. The new me will be all right." That when you make a mistake, it doesn't mar you for life. It's not a tattoo on your forehead. You can say, "I made a mistake, please forgive me," and begin to walk new. Start over and allow yourself to forgive yourself so you can begin anew. And I think you get a new chance at doing things right, to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly. We will all fail. We're all going to fall short. And sometimes the offer of a second chance will be your only hope. Be willing to be humble and ask forgiveness when you fail. After T.I.'s second term in jail, you get the kind of idea, maybe this isn't the perfect role model, but he has some interesting things to say. He said this: It's easy to be on the straight and narrow when you're in the joint in prison because there ain't no temptation. You don't really got too much room to roam. Now, once you leave about them gates, walk back out there in that free world, breathe that air, your mentality then, that's what counts. In many ways, you guys are walking out of a prison. I hate to relate my school to a prison, but some days you knew you felt like it. You are walking out into a world that is no longer fully controlled by other people. More and more you are in the steering wheel. You're holding the steering wheel of your own life. And that can be intimidating. But, as he says, that's what counts. Your mentality in that moment. So as you find yourself with a little room to roam, and you breathe a little bit of that fresh air of freedom, I hope and pray that in every day of your life, through every mountaintop moment, and every dark hour in the valley, even on your last day, that you will act justly, you will love mercy, and you will walk humbly. And that you will be able to say with great confidence, as you definitely should today, that your greatest days start tomorrow. From this moment forward, I am no longer your teacher. That is both exciting and sad for me. I'm sad to see you guys go. I'll miss your everyday input. But I hope that we can separate the relationship of teacher and we can connect on the level of friends for the rest of our lives. I'm incredibly impressed with both of you, and I'm proud of what you've accomplished. More importantly, I'm proud of the people that you're becoming. Congratulations to both of you. There are a couple of letters I'd like to invite Rick Luthi to come up and read. I'll let him introduce them and present them to you.
Some powerful words, Mr. Robert. I guess I'm getting old. I don't have the slightest idea who T.I. is, but anyway, I guess he said some good things along the way. Well, speaking of words, the governor has a letter that he has requested be shared with graduates, and so I am happy to do that on behalf of the governor's office. Congratulations on completing high school. You have reached a significant milestone in your life and stand on the brink of exciting new responsibilities, challenges, and experiences. Today, as you turn the page to a new chapter of your life, we encourage you to dream big and take chances for the good of those around you. With young people like you who have demonstrated the diligence and perseverance necessary to graduate, Alaska's future will be a bright one. Be a person of integrity and responsibility, a hard worker, a true friend. You are Alaska's hope and future. We have worked hard to provide Alaska high school students with the opportunity to earn an Alaska Performance Scholarship to qualified Alaska colleges, universities, or vocational technical programs. If you have not already completed a free application for federal student aid, we encourage you to do so right away, as this is also the form to determine if you are eligible for APS funds. Additionally, always remember your fundamental American right to vote. It is your civic duty and a hard-won freedom to participate in your government, and we encourage you to complete your voter registration application with the Alaska Division of Elections. We join your friends, family, and community in congratulating you on this accomplishment. Thank you for demonstrating the commitment necessary to create a better, brighter future for yourself, your community, the state of Alaska, and our world. Sincerely, best regards, Sean Parnell, Governor, and Meade Treadwell, Lieutenant Governor. I have one other letter that Mr. Roberts has allowed me the opportunity to share. This one is from the Ugashik Setnetter Education Scholarship. Dear Joseph, congratulations on your high school graduation. 10 Setnetters who fish in Ugashik District contributed funds which were matched by the processor, Kate Gregg, to create this award. We want to show our support of the commitment you demonstrated in completing your high school diploma. You are the 4th recipient from Pilot Point to receive one of these awards. Please find enclosed a check for $500 for your accomplishments. Congratulations, you Ugashik Setnetters Education Scholarship Committee. Joseph, would you come up?
Anytime our keynote speaker can be with us, it's always a pleasure. Again, Casey Fletcher is our South Area Counselor. She's gotten to know us over the years, and I'm excited to invite her to come and address the graduating class of 2013.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone. I'm humbled to be here to join you in celebrating our class of 2013. Congratulations, Monica and Joe, on making it to this very important milestone in your life. In order to be in the seat you are in today, it's taken a lot of time, energy, probably some blood, sweat, maybe even some tears. Maybe. You've worked very hard, and we are proud of you. As for the people sitting out in front of you, it has taken significant amounts of encouragement, prodding, pushing, and coaxing, especially from your parents, families, and Mr. Roberts. Phew! Wipe the sweat off your brow. They finally made it. Monica and Joe, I'd like for you to take a minute to think about your personal achievements and people along your life's journey that have played a role in helping to mold you into the individuals you are today. At this time, I would like to ask the parents of our graduates to please stand and be recognized for their continued love and support. The parents of our graduates, please stand. If I would have asked for people who have made memories with you, who support you, love you, care about your well-being, and who would be there for you no matter what, I'm sure that most of the folks here in this audience would be standing. I encourage you on this day and every day to recognize those people who have offered you a shoulder to cry on, or have maybe given you a high five when you've accomplished your goals. People who have pushed you to be the best, to be your best, and to never give up. And to those who made you feel like it's okay to be you, no matter what. You both have individual qualities, strengths, and weaknesses that have led you to your graduation from high school. But now what? Yeah, today is a milestone. But just like other milestones in your life, like maybe when you learned to use the potty, or when you became a big bad high schooler, or when you learned to ride a Honda, you achieved your goal, and then you moved forward and continued on with your life. Monica, I encourage you to continue being the bright, independent, go-getter that I've always known you to be. As I've gotten to know you through our interactions here at school, you are very resilient and caring. You're already putting yourself in leadership roles by taking on responsibilities to protect others. By doing so, you've been a positive role model for children and community members alike. Joe, through the interactions I've had with you here in Pilot Point during jamborees and at the AA meets, you have shown that you are a likable, fun-loving guy, and you're willing to help out when given the opportunity to. As you step forward into the next phase of your life, carry with you the smile I have always seen you wear, and continue being generous with your kindness. Congratulations, class of 2013. I'm very proud of you.
All right, enough other people talking. The people we prefer to hear, of course, are the graduates. So I'd like to invite first Monica Itakamara.
I'd like to welcome everyone to this solemn and joyous occasion. It was a long high school experience, but I didn't do it all by myself. I owe a huge debt of gratitude to the following people. The Robertses and the Grossmans, thank you for unselfishly sharing your time and talent and knowledge with me. I know it was your job, but what you did for me was beyond a call of duty. You all took your time to explain all assignments, sometimes repeatedly because I wasn't paying attention. You allowed me to come after school for extra help when you could have gone home to your family. You put in the effort to make lessons more interesting so I wouldn't tune out. You demanded excellence from me whether or not I wanted to give it. You set the bar high and challenged me to live up to it. To my parents, thank you for supporting me more than it's possible to count. You dragged me out of bed to make sure I got to school on time. You made sure I was clothed and fed for school. You helped me with my homework and also listened to my complaints. You commiserated over my daily drama, but you tried to give me enough space to work things out on my own. These are just a few of the thousands of ways you gratitude forward. Thank you.
And Joseph Kalmakoff.
Sadly, today I did not prepare a speech for this. But I would like to thank you all for coming on this occasion, and it makes me very happy that all of you have come. And then I would like to say thanks to my mom. She helped me through everything. I don't know, I'm just very nervous right now. But thank you all, especially Troy too, for helping me when days I needed it. And my mom too, she was always there.
Thank you, graduates. I'd like to invite Sue Evanoff to join me, as well as Rick. Sue, if you'll come to the front, and I'll have you. All right, Casey. Graduates, please rise. This document certifies that Monica Nicole Itakmara has completed a course of study prescribed by the Lake Peninsula School District Board of Education, and therefore awarded this diploma, given on this, the 11th day of May, 2013. Gotta do that photo moment. This document certifies that Joseph John Kalmakoff has completed a course of study prescribed by the Lake Peninsula School District Board of Education, and therefore awarded this diploma, given on this, the 11th day of May, 2013. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd proudly present to you the Pilot Point School graduating class of 2013. We're going to ask Joe and Monica to step front and center. They'll stay here as you filter through. We have some food if you'd like to celebrate with us with a meal. Potluck will begin here in maybe 5 or 10 minutes, as quickly as you can get your hugs and congratulations through. If you must leave, thank you for coming and for encouraging our students. Thank you to the entire community. Really, everyone deserves thanks. There's no one that has been left out of the growth process that we see in these two that obviously has come to a positive fruition. Thank you for all that you do. So a round of applause for our community, if you would. Thank you for coming, and we'll see you at the potluck.